What's up, nerds? Welcome to the DNA Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrick, and alongside me this week is Joey Pease. What's up, Joey?
Not a whole lot, Corey.
It's just me and Joey this week. Brian's working, Cameron's working. Everybody's work schedule's crazy because of the holidays, but we're going to put on a little bit of a shorter show for you because we've got a lot of stuff to do. We're prepping for a lot of things for DNA's future in 2016. But usually I'd give you the whole spiel of where you can find us, whatnot. It's all in the description below. We're not going to waste time doing that this week. So we're going to start out. Joey, cool. Star Wars is finally here. We both saw it.
Yes.
Don't worry, we're not going to spoil anything. We are having an episode 7 spoiler cast later, probably next week or next couple weeks. But overall, what do you think?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, not like the movie itself was excellent, and I really had no reason to complain about it. But I think the thing that really got me was just the whole, they made sure to make it very nostalgic the way they did everything, especially the opening scene. Mm-hmm. It's very similar to the old Star Wars movies, and everything they did, the way they set it up, it just kind of works, and it was it just brought me back to my childhood, and it was I'm watching this again. It's just awesome.
I know. I was it hit all the right notes for me.
Yeah.
Because this past week, me and my fiance, she's never seen any of the Star Wars movies, so we're going back and watching them.
Okay.
So we watched A New Hope and Empire, and then we're going to do the prequels. We're doing the machete order. So we got the big twist where you're supposed to get it. Now we're going back to the prequels, they're the flashbacks or whatever, and then we'll end on Jedi. But as much as I love the original trilogy, I was sitting there watching them these movies are kind of slow, which I understand. It's the 70s and 80s, that's how movies were. And
right.
I still love them, but these were really slow. Whereas J.J. Abrams did a great job of making this movie feel like the original trilogy, hitting all the nostalgia points, but moving the movie along at a faster pace. This is the Star Wars movie I really wanted. Harrison Ford was great. All the new characters were great.
Yeah.
I loved BB-8. It just was Kylo Ren is a very scary villain.
He just gets angry at certain points, and it's just
he's the complete opposite of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Where,
Darth Vader was in control, and you could tell he was.
Yeah.
He had his emotions in check, and he was just kind of scary because he was there. But Kylo Ren's scary because he's almost unstable. And
he's unpredictable. That's why he's scary, and that's an interesting twist on a villain. And I'm not gonna spoil anything, but that character has a very interesting arc moving forward in 8 and 9, and however long they keep this character around.
Yeah,
and I was really surprised at how much. Finn and Poe were hilarious.
I was just about to say that. They were probably one of my favorite things to watch was the interaction between Finn and Poe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or the very beginning when Poe just talks back to Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
He gets down, he's who talks first? Is it me? Is it you?
Yeah.
How do we do this?
Yeah, it was really, really funny.
Poe was one of my favorite characters, I think. But.
But I think my favorite character was Rey. And, it was really surprising because, John Boyega is very, you watch his interviews and stuff, he's very funny. He's very quick-witted. He's, really funny. And then, Oscar Isaac, who plays Poe, is, really, he fits that role very well, and I've expected that. But, Daisy Ridley is, an unknown.
Yeah.
Well, until now.
Wow.
But, she commanded the screen without ever, saying, oh, I'm here to be the strong female role. I'm here to be the heroine that Star Wars needs or whatever. She was just it was awesome.
Yeah.
She was awesome because I was a little worried. Okay, they're checking off all these boxes. We got the black guy. We have the Latino guy playing the pilot. We have the strong female lead. We have all these characters to check boxes, and I was really worried because Disney likes to do that a lot.
Yeah.
But man, it fits so well, and it as soon as the movie started, it never crossed my mind that Disney was checking boxes. These were just the perfect people to fit these roles, and that's what I was really happy with. And the way they fit the old cast into the movie with these new characters really fit well without trying too hard. And was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and nothing ever to me ever seemed like they were trying to force acting. It almost seemed more
Forced
like
acting.
yeah, okay. Star Wars pun didn't even mean it. But like it seemed like they legitimately were enjoying what they were doing, and like it just came naturally. They it wasn't like they were trying to make a movie try to be convincing.
Yeah.
They actually were
Yeah.
almost like in their role, and like
Mm-hmm.
everyone I think just did a phenomenal job at their at their roles and whatnot.
Yeah, and I also like that we got our first look at Supreme Leader Snoke.
Yeah,
And I do have a few theories about this character that we'll get into in our episode 7 spoiler cast. But I love the movie overall. I can't express how excited I was when I got out of the movie, and how instantly I just wanted to go see it again, which is rare. Like, I don't really go see movies more than once in the theater. I saw the last movie I saw was the first Avengers movie.
I was going to say, I think that was the only movie I've seen more than once, and because I loved it so much.
And before that was The Dark Knight. Like, I do not go to the movies. Like, I just don't. And like, this is the movie I have to go see again in theaters.
Right.
It was just an amazing experience. But outside of Star Wars, we did finish the challenge mode in Destiny.
Yes, we
did. The
did.
Oryx challenge mode.
That was it was a fun time,
Yeah.
I would say the least. I mean, had some rocky moments, and always does seem to happen, but
Yeah, and then, I mean, the first time I thought we had a good rhythm down, but then like that second time we tried it with our secondary characters, and it was just like, I know I'm not ready for this with this character, but I'll try anyway. And then it was 2:30 in the morning, and then everybody was getting frustrated because we were all tired, and we were not performing well, especially me.
I don't think we were getting past that first round, the like first 5 or 6 times we tried.
Yeah. So I don't know. In all honesty, like, that challenge was kind of hard. I really do think it should have been easier than we were making it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if they're going to revisit the challenge mode or not, but how did you feel about the challenge mode overall as like a cohesive thing, starting with War Priest, Gogroth, and then Oryx?
I mean, I think they did a pretty decent job. I kind of thought, I mean, I know we struggled with the Oryx challenge mode a little bit, but I honestly thought out of all of them, that was probably the easiest one, was the Oryx challenge mode. I mean, because for War Priest, it was like you had to make sure that a specific person, if they got the aura, the next person, like, they didn't get it again. And what happens if one person dies accidentally and it passes straight to that person?
Mm-hmm.
That one's really RNG based, so that one makes it a little bit more difficult. Golgoroth, that one was more like you had to have a strategy that was different than what anyone had done before. Whereas Oryx, it was kind of like, this is a strategy that was kind of just a method that was able to be done before, just slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
That, some people did and some people didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like you had to just, not pop the blights and if you killed the knights. So, I mean, it was just kind of like, it seemed like they could have come up with something a little different for that one, but I think since that Oryx fight is so mechanically driven that if they would have added in something that would have made it a little bit more harder, it would have taken people ages, especially with the glitches we were getting.
Oh, yeah.
Like the teleporting, ogres or the knights that just come out of nowhere and pick up the orbs. Like,
yeah, there were at least 2 times we should have finished the challenge, but the ogres teleported, and it messed up our strategy because the ogres teleported, which was frustrating because, like, me and Patrick were in the middle with the Titans, and we literally saw an ogre go down, and then we saw it teleport, and it regained some of its life, and we were like, it's ridiculous.
There's literally nothing you could have done there to prevent that.
Yeah, but I mean, challenge mode was fun. I'm kind of surprised they're not starting over. I mean, I didn't read that they were starting it over this week with War Priest, or if they're changing up challenges or anything, or if they're waiting a little bit. But I did like the loot we got.
Yeah. Oh, that was excellent.
And like I do finally have 3, like a primary, a secondary, and a heavy at 320.
Yep.
Which is exciting. I'm at 318 with my Titan. I'm at 314 with my Warlock. So I'm pretty satisfied.
Yeah.
I hope I hope that the future of Destiny is not just these little things, though.
You mean like
challenge, the challenge mode in Sparrow Racing?
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I could see them doing this for another couple months, but they're going to need to change it up, or they're going to lose everybody.
Yeah,
I mean, they're already losing people because they're like Sparrow Racing. It's really not that interesting. Challenge mode, all I get is 320, and if you've been doing the PvP one, the
Iron Banner?
No, the other one. Well, that one as well. Trials. I always forget the name of that. If you've been doing Trials, you could have been getting 320 armor and stuff and weapons already, so you might not even need these 320 gear.
Yeah.
So, they're going to need to make something that like worthwhile for people to come back. Maybe a new a set of gear that you can get that actually has some type of benefit. I don't know. And that's one thing I wish they would add, is that have it so if you had the whole entire raid set, you get some slight bonus for having all of that equipped.
You do. You get the shader.
Okay, the shader. I mean, yeah, that's cool, but you don't even need to have it all equipped. You can just, get all the pieces for the shader. But I mean, that'd be like a nice bonus, have it so, maybe you take less, your armor's increased slightly because you have all of the, raid pieces on, or make it so you have more agility, just a tiny bit, like the +2, like some of the weapons add or something.
Yeah.
Just a little, benefit to maybe having all the pieces equipped or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or something to take up, actually, I would say, because then you couldn't have an exotic armor equipped. So maybe some type of exotic perk if you have all the whole entire set equipped.
Yeah. Speaking of exotics, I was talking with my cousin the other day about exotics, and I wish there was a perk on something that allows you to have a third exotic, whether it's 2 weapons or 2 pieces of armor. You had to have 1 armor and 1 weapon, but the third one could be whatever you wanted. And I don't know. I think they could play around with exotics that way too, but that's for a different show. Moving on from Destiny, have you been playing anything else? You said you went back to Bloodborne.
Yeah, I've gone back to Bloodborne because I still haven't beat the final boss of the DLC yet. He was too tough for me on the first playthrough, so I screwed myself over on that because I was going with an arcane build and I didn't have the proper blood gems to do it, and I wasn't able to get through the chalice dungeons at the level I was at, so I had to go through, and now I'm on New Game Plus, going through all the chalice dungeons and working my way up to get the blood gems I need so I can actually go back and do damage to him instead of letting him just wail on me and barely, tickling him. So it's pretty much what it was like. I'd sit there and hit him 6 times and his health bar would move a tiny bit, and it's well, what am I going to do now, so.
Tickling him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah,
I never thought I'd hear Bloodborne and tickling in the same sentence. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I mean that's what I've been doing now, is farming chalice dungeons for the special blood gems for my weapons to make them more powerful, and that becomes quite a bit of a challenge because some of the dungeons have these special curse effects, and one of them is where it cuts your health in half and everything still hits you just as hard, so it makes you get one shot by bosses, you get almost one shot by just random enemies, so
yeah,
you got to work at it.
Yeah, that's a game I need to get back into. Was Bloodborne. I got past Father G. I'm I'm done. It took me 10 hours to get here. I suck at this game. Moving on.
Hey, if you got past Father G, the rest of the bosses in the game, I mean there are some that get tougher, but if you can get past him, you can eventually get past all of them, except for maybe some of the DLC bosses because they made them ridiculously hard.
Yeah. Well,
so, but you can always then call in friends too for all the bosses. So, if you ever need help with something, I can always come and help.
I know. We're going to record those. That's going to be funny.
Yeah.
It's going to be funny. I'll make sure I'll have my character created already by the time, so we don't spend a half hour creating a character. But, and my spring's wide open now since Uncharted got delayed again. So, maybe Bloodborne's the game I'll revisit. Maybe. We'll see.
You still have to visit Fallout, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Oh, jeez. Yeah, and I just got around to the Uncharted collection. That's what I've been playing. I've been playing through Uncharted 1, which those games are so much fun. They're just dumb fun. Those games are so much fun. We're going to move into our news bits now. There's only a few stories here. Star Wars The Force Awakens, as of Monday morning, broke all movie records, including recording $238 million domestically and $529 million internationally, surpassing Jurassic World, unlike previous reports.
Does not surprise me.
Does not surprise me at all. Although, in Japan this weekend, Yokai Watch movie outdid Force Awakens. I'm a little disappointed in our Japanese friends. I'm just saying.
I mean, there's cultural differences. I can kind of see why, they...
Yeah, but dude, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, true. I mean, does Star Wars have the same effect in, like, their culture and everything?
I don't know. I do know Yokai Watch is huge over there. Like, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I do want to go to Japan someday.
Yeah. I want to go when they have one of their Pikachu festivals. Because, they have them, like, year-round at different times. And the dancing Pikachus. Those are always funny.
Yeah.
Anyway. But no, the Star Wars breaking all those records does not surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've read that just alone the Star Wars merchandise that's being sold is going to make up the cost of making the movie. So
that's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous.
So they could have not even sold tickets and they still would have made money from this movie.
That's ridiculous. I want one of those BB-8s, the remote control BB-8s. Cameron got one.
Did he?
Yeah, he got one, and he's gonna bring it over, and we're gonna do a BB-8 video. But oh my gosh, it's amazing. I want one so bad.
How does the head part say on the top? It's
like a magnet or something, and like the phone app or like the iPad app or whatever, like you can have it patrol your house without even remote controlling it, and it learns the environment. He said he's only been playing with it for about 3 or 4 days, and it's learning where the walls are in his apartment and stuff. And like when it gets close to a wall, it'll either bump into it and back up and roll the other way, or like it'll stop before it hits the wall and turn before it hits the wall. It's like learning the environment, which is really cool.
Does it have like its own charging station?
Yeah.
Like, does it roll up to it,
yeah,
charge,
I guess.
and then goes on its own?
I guess.
Kind of like a Roomba thing or whatever?
He says once it's low on power, it just goes to the charging thing.
That's awesome.
So, like, oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That's something I need.
As long as it's nearby, I'm assuming, like, if it's not close.
It probably knows... Because I know they can do that, where if it'll know how much power it has and how much it needs to get back to wherever the charging thing is.
Yeah.
So they have it some way set up probably that it can, leave, and if it's too far away, it'll start coming back before it dies.
Yeah.
Either that or maybe it just falls somewhere.
Yeah. It's cool, though. He sent me a video, and it was just like it rolled up, and then its head would swivel, and then you could hear, like, the bleeps and bloops. It was, oh my gosh, it was the most amazing thing. Okay. We're going to move away from Star Wars for now.
Don't want to spoil too many things.
No. I'm really worried we're going to spoil something, and I don't want people to hate us on the internet. But Hideo Kojima has started an independent studio called, naturally, Kojima Productions. He has also signed a deal with Sony to be a console exclusive for his new franchise. Good get for Sony.
Yeah.
Huge get for Sony.
Yeah.
I mean... I know he's contractually obligated, he's forbidden to talk about the Konami situation or whatever, but I'm glad Sony is where he landed. That's where he needs to be. That's where he's always wanted to be. Ever since Metal Gear Solid, he's always been, all the games have been PlayStation first or PlayStation exclusive. I think whatever he produces next is going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm excited to see what comes of this. I mean, I think we've talked about this a little bit before, but this is definitely, something I'm going to be keeping my eye out for a long time, even if it's not something that comes out in the next couple of years. It's definitely going to be something to look for, and even just to see these teasers that they'll probably leak over time. Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering what kind of game it's going to be.
Yeah, I would be surprised. I'm of two minds. I don't want it to be Metal Gear. I don't want it to be a Metal Gear copy.
I don't think it'll be a Metal Gear copy.
But at the same time, I want this game to be a Metal Gear clone and come out the same time as Metal Gear 6, because Konami's hiring for Metal Gear 6 right now, and just be like a giant middle finger to Konami and say, look, my game's better than yours. But I mean, knowing Kojima, he's not going to do that. He's going to have his own vision and do whatever he wants. Which, either... He may explore that Silent Hills game he didn't get to make, but obviously not be Silent Hills.
Silent Hills, but
or like something more like Zone of the Enders,
which I would be I would love that. Zone of the Enders was probably one of my favorite PlayStation 2 games. I bought the remake for the Xbox 360 when that came out and played through. I played through the first one on that. I don't think I've ever got to the second one, but
yeah, I have the HD collection on my Xbox hard drive.
I want to I wish I could, I wish I had it on a PC. I think I'd play it more there probably, but
who knows, with PS2 backwards compatibility it might be coming.
We could see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Konami's just sitting on all that crap.
I would definitely get it for the PS4.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to I want that game. I want that game too.
I don't know. I always enjoy giant mech games. Like, I don't know what it is, but I don't know. Maybe just being this giant destructive machine walking around doing what you want or flying, depending on, was always awesome to me. I know the Mech Assault games originally for the Xbox. Those are some of my favorite games to play. Mech Assault 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. And, Zone of the Enders was also, like I said, one of my favorite games to play on the PlayStation 2. So, I don't know. I like giant machines.
That's what makes me excited for Xenoblade Chronicles, because I'm getting it for Christmas.
Yeah, I wish I had a Wii, or I wish I had the new 3DS so I could play it, but I don't have either. So,
oh my gosh, I'm so excited! I'm getting it for Christmas, and I'm so excited! I just want a giant robot. Speaking of Nintendo is rumored to show off NX behind closed doors at CES, revealing power, price point, and online structure. Pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll see if they go the right direction. If they go the way they should, make it an actual power hardware system. I mean, even if they have to raise the price a little bit, I think it'll be worth it in the long run. As long as they have the right online infrastructure. If they have, those, you can finally chat with your friends. You don't need to go through hoops and loops to make sure you can chat with your friends or play games with your friends. But
yeah, that's the one thing that we've talked about this 1,000 times on the show. I love Nintendo for being quirky and weird and doing different things and not being the third PlayStation or third Xbox console out there, being exactly the same. But at the same time, they need that Xbox Live type infrastructure. They need that PlayStation Network infrastructure, like you were just saying, to at least compete with these consoles, get those third-party games, get that, friend, you see what your friends are playing, chatting, whatever. But they can do that as well as still be Nintendo,
right.
Which their new president, I always forget his name. Gosh, I almost said Iwata, but
I don't think that's it.
No. But like he said, he's like, we need to stop living in the past and we need to move to current times. That was the translation. They need to move to current times, which gives me promise that this thing is going to be at least competitive with PS4 and Xbox One. And then new rumors came out today that it is at least as powerful as Xbox One, which, take it or leave it, that's what it needs to be. I was going to say it needs to be a little bit more powerful, because it's coming out mid-generation. But if that's what they're going for, then that's good for Nintendo. But that's all the news we have for today. We're going to move into some questions. This is kind of taking the place of our topic. We've had a lot of questions that we've had stored up and in our Facebook group and stuff. So we're just going to read a few of them, answer a few of your questions, and then we're going to get out of here. I did say before it is going to be a shorter show, but James, shout out to Life of Gaming Podcast. He's the host of that show. You should listen to it too. What games do you want to finish before the end of 2015? I think I know you want to finish that Bloodborne DLC.
Yeah, I do want to do that, but that one's I'm not too worried about because I got there all the way to the end, so I'm pretty sure as long as I spend a day working at it, I could get that. I want to beat Dark Souls. I have never beaten Dark Souls.
Oh, Dark Souls 1?
Yeah, I've never beaten at all, so I want to make sure, because I want to beat 1 and 2 before I get 3. Mm-hmm. Like, even if they have nothing to do with each other, I still want to get that experience and make sure I beat them, so... Mm-hmm. That's something I really need to make sure I go and do before the end of the year. But it's going to be tough. I mean, seeing as it's already, December 23rd right today. And that means I've got, 7 days. And we've got Christmas. And
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Dark Souls is a tough game.
Yeah. I mean, but I've made it like halfway through at one point. But it's like I've always like started over.
Gosh, that second castle area... Like, I just remember playing that and I grinded that area for like 12 hours because I'm so bad at games.
You have to be so over leveled to make
that I have to be overpowered and over leveled. And like I finally moved into the second area of the castle area, and I was like 15, 16 hours in, and like it was like I felt like I was accomplishing something, even though I probably was not very far in terms of like Dark Souls time.
Right.
But that's a game I need to get back to, is that first one too. I still have it on my 360. I just
especially because I think you can get to that. I think the second castle area you're talking about in about like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and that's actually killing things. Like if you just run through it, like some of the speedrunners do, you get there in 10.
Yeah,
less than that probably.
Yeah, so I don't know. I was really bad.
Well, no, I mean that's the sad thing that happens. The first time you play through, you have to be careful. You have to make sure you don't make these mistakes. But once you know where each one of the enemies are, I mean, you know what to expect, what to hit, when to attack.
It's like I'm trying to save up the souls, and then when I would go there's this like those big knights like in that first area, the big knights,
the black knight guys.
Yeah, those guys are like.
You don't have to kill them.
I know, but I want to.
Well, what a lot of people do, at least the first time through, they'll leave them there, and after they get more powerful, come back and kill them later. But that's, or you could be cheat and use magic, because all you have to do is back up and either cast magic spells or throw pyromancy spells in them. And
As for me, games I want to finish. I need to finish Tomb Raider. I need to sit down and finish Tomb Raider. That's like the big game for me that I need to finish. But games I've played this year are like games that you don't beat, or like the games I did beat this year were Majora's Mask on 3DS. But like Splatoon,
you can't really beat.
You don't really need to beat that. I did beat the single player mode, which was whatever. It's like a 4-hour campaign, which was fine. But like Super Mario Maker, I've been playing a lot of that. You don't really beat Super Mario Maker. You don't really beat Destiny. We've beaten the raid so many times. But
beat the challenge mode raid. I think at this point now we've beaten as much as we can of Destiny.
Yeah, and like Battlefront, I've been playing a ton of that. You don't really beat that. Tomb Raider is really the only single player game that I haven't beaten that I've played this year, besides the Uncharted collection. But I'm not going to beat that this year. But Tomb Raider is like the one game I need to finish, and which is like, I'm so excited they moved the release date up for PC for that, because that game, dude, it is so good. Like, it didn't even chart in the top 20 for November.
That's crazy.
And like, it is so good. I cannot believe this game is not selling. I mean, I know.
It's the day they released it. They released it right along with Fallout.
I know.
And it's like,
they released it in between Call of Duty, Fallout, and Battlefront. And then Halo also on top of that, which was like, I don't know. Microsoft made a dumb move by releasing this in November. I'm sorry. We've all said that a lot, but the game is so good. It is really good. Moving on, Jurgen asks, games like GTA 5 and Rainbow Six Siege do something to celebrate the holidays. What other games would you like to see doing something special?
I'd like to see Destiny do something Christmas related or holiday related. They don't even need to do Christmas specifically. Make up their own, like they did. They kind of did with Halloween. They didn't call it Halloween, but it had like that same kind of vibe. Just do something festive.
Yeah.
Give everyone a Santa hat, or like, they don't even need to like give them the actual item. Just give them a consumable that gives like the jack-o'-lantern head, but just like Santa hat.
Yeah. I want a Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars holiday special level. I want the Happy Life Day song playing while I'm playing Battlefront. That'd be awesome.
Destiny, they should, this year, Xur comes in on Christmas. They need to dress Xur up like Santa Claus.
That'd be so awesome.
It would work. Like
that would be awesome.
Yeah, I know. That's. I mean, I guess Destiny hasn't really said if they're doing anything.
Make the snakes out of his face white instead of black. That'd be so funny.
I would think if they would have been doing something, they would have kind of had it started by now. But it's whatever.
Yeah. Dude. I was joking for Battlefront, but now thinking about it, I want the Ewoks singing like the life song, and I want like that cheesy, really bad Christmas special now.
Someone on the Bloodborne subreddit joked that on Christmas they should have like Father Gascoigne's like family together opening Christmas presents or something, just like a quick video of it, because you know that family has the like most tragic story. And do you know what happens with well there's a window in the beginning of like the new Yarnum place or whatever, the original Central Yarnum, where you start out kind of ish. You talk, and there's this little girl asking where her mom's at. She gives you this music box because, you know, it plays her dad's favorite song. Where here you come to find out that Father Gascoigne is her dad, and if you look around after you fight him, there's a woman's dead body laying up on top of a roof that you actually get a brooch from. And so it was like, it's the girl's mom there, her dad, you kill her dad, you go back and you give her this brooch to tell her what happens, and then she ends up crying, and eventually, later on in the game, she leaves and dies to a giant pig. What? So, yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh.
It's like, this whole family just has all this tragic stuff happen to them.
Oh my gosh,
yeah. So it was even, like, it's funny, because someone was like, have them have a happy moment in this game, and it's like, a game is so dark that, you know, it would...
Dude, that game is so dark, and, like... all the story in those games is like you have to go find it, and once you find it, like, oh my gosh, that's terrible.
That whole entire lore of that game is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's about aliens somehow washing up on, like, that's the DLC finally kind of explained it. There's aliens that wash up on the shore like a dead alien body. They take the blood from it. They use the blood to try to make like humans kind of evolve to these greater beings, but what had killed this alien creature to begin with was there was some type of sickness in the blood, and that's what causes the people of Yarnum to become sick and beastly-like. So it's them trying to, you know, evolve. And then eventually some of the people ascend to be these great ones, and some of them don't, and a whole mess of things happen along the way. So
that's crazy.
It's a Lovecraftian horror story, pretty much.
Yeah. That's crazy. Man, I'm just thinking about it. That's crazy. Aliens use blood to make humans evolve.
Well, the humans use the aliens' blood is actually what there's the healing church, pretty much, is what they started the research on it. And
we could do a whole show just on that.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
There's pages and pages of stuff on the lore, and it's not even like confirmed, because this is all pretty much just speculation from things that people have found. But I mean, it makes sense what you like.
Yeah.
Look at the things from the game and how some of the creatures are and whatnot. So
that's crazy. Antonio from the Platinum Achievement Podcast asks us, you're five again this year. You open up the perfect gift, and it's a blank. The perfect gift, 5 years old.
That's see, that's tough, because when I was 5,
dude, when I was 5, all I wanted was Ninja Turtles.
I think all I wanted was the Pokemon game. I think at that point. Oh no, what's that? When did the original Pokemon for like Game Boy?
96.
Then that would have been when I was 5. So yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to say something, I'd probably say it'd be a Wii U with the like Disney Infinity, like 3.0 kit.
Yeah.
With like all the Star Wars figures and whatnot. I mean, probably because Star Wars just came out.
Yeah. And
I would want to, you know, kind of be along with that. But
yeah. Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is like super big right now. I mean, if I was 5 right now, Star Wars would be probably something Star Wars related, or like even Ninja Turtles are coming back. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you have the movie, the Nickelodeon show is supposed to be really, really good. Like, I would probably want something Ninja Turtles. Like, I saw a really cool van at Target the other day, like the turtle van from the TV show. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have killed for this when I was 5. But yeah, probably like a whole bunch of Ninja Turtles and Star Wars stuff.
Ninja Turtles would be cool.
Yeah.
Is Power Rangers still big? That was huge when I was a kid.
They're making a new movie.
Oh, okay.
They're like rebooting Power Rangers for the first time since the series started.
When I was a kid, that was one of my favorite toys I ever got on Christmas. I got the giant white like tiger that turns into a robot Power Rangers toy. That was like one of the best things I got.
Oh my gosh, when I was little, Power Rangers, like it was Ninja Turtles, and then the next part was like Power Rangers, and probably when I was like 7 or 8, like I got the Megazord, like my parents bought me the colored one.
Yeah.
And then Toys R Us had an exclusive all black one, and my grandma bought me that one.
So you had two of them.
I had two Megazords, and then I saved up my money and bought like the Dragon Zord,
yeah,
the Green Ranger pack with the Dragon Zord, and I would put the black Megazord. I would make the black Dragon Zord with the Megazord. So, oh my gosh, it was awesome. It was like the best time ever. And then I would make the Power Rangers fight the Ninja Turtles. Oh my gosh, it was great.
Who would win?
I don't know. I don't remember. But like I had like the turtle sewer set.
Yeah.
And then I had the van, and then I had like Shredder's weird convertible thing. But then like the Power Rangers had the giant robots, and they were always really big. And I was like, well, they're robots. They're gonna kill the turtles. They're just gonna step on them. But then they would always have to team up and fight some like greater force, which was like, I don't know, Shredder and his goons and stuff. And then like
Foot Ninjas.
Yeah, and then I had like the giant bad guys from Power Rangers would team up with Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady and Krang, and it was just this big thing. And then I think there were some Transformers in there somewhere, I'm sure. So that didn't really answer the question, but like it was a great flashback to my childhood.
I think I had similar things all the time too, because me and my brother, like, well, see, my brother was 2 years older than me, so he always knew what toys he wanted, and then I'd always want the same thing as him. So we'd end up with all these like pretty much similar toys, and we'd end up having these giant battles. And
yeah,
I mean, he started collecting Gundam figures, and I wanted Gundam figures, so we had like all these robots over here. We had Power Rangers over here. We had Transformers over here, and at that time it was the Transformers that were like the animal Transformers.
Oh, like the Beast Wars one?
Yeah. So we had like Monkey Optimus Prime, we had, the dinosaur Megatron, we had...
Yeah, that's awesome. And then like I remember my mom's grandma gave me this big giant bag of just blocks, just like wooden blocks, and I would build forts out of these blocks, shove the sewer into these blocks it would be like a Ninja Turtle fort, and then I would build a garage for the van, and then like the Power Rangers would stand on top of the blocks to keep guard while the turtles were like planning the scheme to take out Shred. Oh my gosh, it was like this whole thing. I miss those days.
Yeah.
Moving on, Kiku from Neek the podcast. He asks, "Is it true Corey does all of the shows while not wearing any pants?" I don't know. I guess that's why we only film from the waist up.
I mean, most of the time it's all of us, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's not just me.
I don't know.
Joey, are you wearing pants?
Yeah, I think all the time when I'm wearing pants. I mean, I'm wearing pants now.
It's true. I am not. I'm just kidding. I'm wearing pants. Kiku's a cool guy.
I think the only one that ever wasn't really wearing pants was when Dan would randomly get up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty much every time we'd start.
Yeah, he's
he'd be like, hold on,
I gotta go put on pants.
Yeah, turn off his camera.
Todd Aksha says he thinks that I have many clones. I don't know.
You have clones?
Yeah.
Of what? Just
of me.
Where?
I don't know. You'll never know. I could be a clone right now. You don't know.
I guess I don't.
I don't know.
I feel like if you had clones, then I don't know.
I feel like if I had clones, I'd be getting a lot more done than I do now.
Not to say you don't get a lot done, but I mean, yeah, that would be true. You could always have someone working at Grinders.
I'd be sending a clone to Grinders, so I could be doing DNA stuff all day. That'd be great.
How do you determine which one goes to do which then?
Doesn't matter. They just need to know what they're doing. Then I'll send them on their way. And then one guy could be my multiplayer companion when I need to do multiplayer games when you guys aren't available. And then one guy can do all the editing so I can keep recording. Oh my gosh.
Clones would be helpful.
Todd, you made me very sad just now. Edward asks, have you ever felt that E3 was the most important event for gaming, or do you consider something else important when it comes to a conference or convention?
I would say E3 is probably the most important one, but that doesn't undermine any of the other ones. I mean, they're all great, especially because it's like E3 is like there for like the huge companies to show off what they're coming with. So like Microsoft with the new consoles, if they're doing that, Sony with the same thing, Nintendo the same thing. But if like the smaller ones, they don't get as much time because it's more like everyone's focused on what's Sony doing, what's Microsoft doing. So like the other ones, it seems like the third-party developers can kind of get more focus at like PAX East, PAX in Los Angeles or whatever, and and so the smaller ones I think helps out the smaller companies, whereas the big ones are for like the big hitters.
Yeah, I agree that E3 is like the biggest one for the mainstream. I think that they it's not just a consumer conference; it's like a business conference, and they're trying to sell. Like that's the big thing about E3. They're trying to sell their product not just to consumers, but to like Toys R Us and GameStop and Best Buy and all that stuff.
Right.
Like that's what E3 is for. Where like that's super important because that's where all the big announcements come from and stuff. But then you have PAX, which is the fan conventions, and PSX, the PlayStation Experience, is going to be huge in about 2 or 3 years. I think it's going to be the biggest spot for PlayStation gamers. Like the hardcores of the hardcore are going to be paying attention to the PSX. So like all of these conferences have their own trajectory of what they're trying to aim at. We have CES, which is, here's the tech behind our hardware, which we're trying to sell. They have the Game Developers Conference, this is very important for aspiring game designers. I just think all these different conferences have what they're aiming to do, and like it's all different.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're all important. I think 1 year I went to PAX, and I'm trying really hard to get us to PAX this year.
I'm actually going already. I don't know if
I
told you. Yeah. No, because that's what the guys I know from New York that I started playing Final Fantasy with a while ago. I'm actually going with them. They got a group of tickets for everyone to go, and they asked if I wanted to go along with them, and I said yeah.
Nice.
So I'm definitely going.
Great. That means I only need to buy 2 tickets because I'm sure Cameron would be thrilled to be going to a gaming conference.
He would have. I think he'd have a good time.
Yeah,
But I mean,
we need him to film us.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron, I'll buy you one. I'll just expense it to the non-existent business account that is.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man. Megan asks, what gaming and other nerd-related stuff are you guys looking forward to most in 2016? Zelda, for me.
Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of different games that I'm looking forward to see how they do and what kind of direction they take. Because I'm a big Final Fantasy 14 player, and they've been getting a lot of backlash recently about their most recent patches and whatnot, saying that they're just becoming lazy. So I kind of want to see what they do to kind of try to get people to come back. So I'm kind of really looking forward to what kind of direction they take in this next year, which, I mean, I really enjoyed the expansion for that when it came out, but it kind of, at this point now, it's like there's a lot of people who just log on to Raid, or some people, their Raid group fell apart, so they don't even log on anymore because they've got nothing to do. So it's like, I want to see what they do to bring people back.
Yeah, that's that. I'm in the same spot with Destiny. Like, people are falling off, and the Raid is not enough to keep people coming back, and stuff like Trials and Iron Banner. Like, Brian is a hardcore PvP player, and he doesn't even log on anymore to play those. Like,
right.
That's where I am with Destiny. I'm excited to see what they're bringing. I wonder if they're going to bring us a huge content pack that's going to be more story missions or whatever. Because I still log on to play, but that's because I'm trying to get that the self-res thing for the Warlock, and then I'm trying to level my Hunter up so I can be more useful and multifaceted for raids. Because if we want to run a raid a second time, we need a Hunter, I can be a Hunter. If we need a Titan, I can be a Titan. And Warlock, I can have that self-res for Oryx. But I'm I'm excited to see what Destiny brings, and I'm also excited for the future of Nintendo because they seem like they have a lot coming next year. You know, games we know about, Twilight Princess HD, Zelda Wii U. You know, we have the Fire Emblem Shin Megami Tensei game, which is pretty much a Persona game for Nintendo. We have rumored a new Mario game. Mario Galaxy's hitting Wii U next week. So, like, there's so much exciting things for Nintendo on top of, are they going to finally announce NX next year? What is NX? Will it be the system we want? Will it be the hybrid system? So, like, all my excitement is kind of revolved around Nintendo right now because we're in the heart of the Xbox One, PS4 life cycle. We know pretty much what to expect. Like, yeah, I'm excited for Uncharted 4, like, but I already know Sony's going to have another God of War eventually. I know, you know, PS4 is going to get Gran Turismo. I know what they're getting. Nintendo, on the other hand, we could be seeing a whole new system with a whole new set of games for this new system.
Yeah.
And, you know, even the Wii U and 3DS's lineups look strong. So, for me, gaming-wise, it's I'm excited for Nintendo. Outside of gaming, we have a lot of big movies coming out next year.
Yes, we do.
You know, 357 more days till Star Wars, Joey.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
We've got
Turtles. We got X-Men. We got Batman v Superman. We got Captain America. We've got Deadpool coming out in February. That Deadpool movie looks good. Did you see the new trailer that was released today?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's just him, and he's holding a chimichanga. And he's just like, this here is your brain. And then he pokes it. He's like, I'm just kidding. It's a chimichanga. And then it zooms out, and he throws it behind him. He's like, but bigger is always better. And there's like a giant chimichanga sitting on the coffee table in front of him. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. It's so funny. And like, I'm not even.
They need to do that, the ridiculousness with Deadpool, but then they can't make the whole entire movie just be that, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing I'm worried about, is that they're just going to make the whole movie just dumb, ridiculous things happening all the time. Which, I mean, I guess would be entertaining to watch at first, but it's not going to be like a lasting
it's not going to. It's good for the marketing.
Yeah.
And it's good for the trailer, but it's not good to be a substantial 2-hour movie.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And let's hope they don't ruin everything just from trailers.
Yeah.
You know, as they tend to do.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, Deadpool's one of the ones I'm really looking forward to as well.
Yeah.
We'll see the Independence Day. I mean, we'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
I'm still hopeful.
I mean, well, I'm sure we're all going to go see it, and we're all going to talk about it, and we're all going to tell everybody, we told you it was going to be bad. This is a sequel that's 20 years too late. Here you go. You're welcome. Jeff Goldblum was the best part. Yada, yada. I can just film it right now and release it in 6 months when this movie comes out and say, ha, film this in December.
Maybe you should.
That'd be so funny.
Maybe you should just try to.
That'd be like.
You could film that one, and then we'll play that in front of the one of, you know, actually after you saw the movie.
It's true. I could do that. That's interesting. Well, I think the movie I'm most intrigued by, like, I'm excited for Turtles just because it's going to be dumb fun, and Bebop and Rocksteady look great, and like that first movie wasn't terrible. Like, I watched it the other night again. It was not bad at all. It was actually quite fun. I'm excited for Rogue One, but that Batman vs Superman movie, like, I'm more excited to see these other movies, but this is the one that has me the most intrigued and the most, like, what's happening here? And, like, this is the first time we're seeing these two characters on screen at the same time, which is pretty exciting. And, like, I'm just interested in all these little things that the trailer had. Like, is this going to be the final form of Doomsday? Is, you know, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor going to be, like, menacing, or is he just kind of weird?
Someone said that it might not even for sure be Doomsday. I was reading that online somewhere.
What, is somebody saying it would be like Darkseid or something?
Something like that. I don't remember who they said it was, but they said it like, they might want you to think it's him, but that would be, like, too powerful of someone for them to fight currently. So they're saying that might be someone they say for later in, like, a Justice League movie, but kind of like...
Yeah, just kind of like touching on it now.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I just
It'll be interesting what they do with that. It's definitely because I don't know. And then they're introducing so many different characters in that movie.
That's the one part that worries me. Is like, isn't it just going to be like at the end of Age of Ultron, where they're just like all the heroes are lined up and you see them all? Like, is that how they're going to introduce these characters? Or like, well, we're looking for all the best superheroes, come fight with us to form the Justice League or whatever? Or are they just going to randomly appear in the movie? Like, I don't know. Like, I could see them doing that with I forget who's playing the Flash. Like, I could see him just popping up, being a normal human being. But someone like Aquaman, is he just going to show up randomly and just be like the guy who is Aquaman? Or is he going to be in like Aquaman garb? Is he going to be carrying his trident through Metropolis or Gotham City? Like,
has he already been there and they just haven't known he was there yet?
Yeah, like how are they gonna fit all? It's so interesting. And then I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see.
Captain America looks great though too.
Oh yeah, and that's what that was. The trailer played when I went and saw Star Wars, and I still just got chills.
Yeah.
That line that he says to Tony, Tony Stark says, like, what happened? He's just like, he's my friend, and Tony goes, so was I, and
and he just looks so sad.
Yeah, it's just like, like you don't really expect Tony Stark to be like that upset that he lost a friend, but I mean, you got to think it's probably because he never actually had that many friends to begin with, the way he has been, his attitude about everyone and whatnot. So the fact that he actually had a friend and is losing one is probably something that's really hard for him.
Yeah. So I hope Rhodey's not dead.
Yeah,
he was like pretty messed up.
Yeah. And that would be something that's really, because that was like pretty much Tony Stark's only friend.
Yeah, that was like his, like Tony was like off the rails, and like Rhodey was so grounded. He kind of like evened out Tony. He kept him in check. What if he dies? Tony's gonna be like off the rails. If
Captain kills Rhodey, it's like,
yeah. I don't know if it's even going to be Cap, though, because you see in the trailer, like, Bucky is, like...
ripping for something
so, like,
out of,
I think it's
like,
going to be Bucky that
rips the
does something
arc reactor out of War Machine.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he's going to die. I don't think he's going to die. I think he's going to be severely injured and almost dead to where Tony flips out.
Do you think someone is going to die, though? I mean, because the comics in Civil War, they killed Cap, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go that extreme.
I don't think they're, yeah.
Not in this movie, at least.
No.
I think they're saving that for Infinity War. I think Cap is dead.
Really?
They're either going to kill Captain America or Iron Man.
I think it's going to be Iron Man, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't think just... I mean, I know Robert Downey Jr. loves making money from that, but I don't think that's something he wants to do is play Iron Man the rest of his life.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was like the least interested one to keep continuing his role.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I could see them killing off Iron Man at some point, but.
And Chris Evans already came out and said, if Marvel wants me for more movies, I'll gladly do it.
Right.
So,
and he's already doing an excellent job at it, so it's like they kind of probably want to keep him around if he's willing to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What do you think of the rumor of them being in the solo Spider-Man movie?
I mean, that'd be awesome, but I'm not gonna really, be disappointed if they're not, I guess, because, it's something that I don't really expect fully to see. I mean, it'd be cool if they're there, but I mean.
Yeah. That's something, too. We still haven't seen Spider-Man.
No.
That's exciting. I'm glad they did not show Spider-Man in that trailer. Not that they needed to.
Right.
But, like, they could have very easily just said, hey, look, here's Spider-Man, and just showed us a flash of him in the suit or whatever. And I'm glad they didn't. They did show Black Panther, though, which was cool. Black Panther looks cool. Yeah, someone's like... Because, like, I didn't know that much about Black Panther, and I was talking to... I don't know if it was, like, Todd from Secret Friends or one of my really big comic book friends. And he was like, oh, he's pretty much just Black Batman. I'm like, okay. Okay.
The Dark Knight gets darker.
Yeah. God, this is so racist.
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. We said that in a joke. But, do you have any big Christmas plans, Joey?
Just spending the day with my family.
Yeah.
I mean, that's usually what I do. I've got to, spend it with, my immediate family and my parents, my siblings for the morning. Afternoon, we go over to my mom's parents, and then in the evening, we go to my dad's parents. So, be going, bouncing between families the whole day.
Yeah.
How about you?
Kinda. Me and my fiance are doing Christmas tomorrow, Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And then Christmas Day, we're coming over here to my parents. And, we're getting here early before everybody gets here to open our gifts from my mom and dad, and then my cousins start pouring in, and my mom's side of the family starts pouring in, and then whoever shows up is just, this house is going to be a hot mess for about 3 hours, and then people start trickling out because they got to be somewhere else, and
right.
I don't know, it's gonna be hectic around here. But anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here?
No, I think I'm good.
I think this might be our last show for the year.
Probably.
Because of work schedules and stuff. I know
Right.
I work almost all day next Wednesday, and Brian works next Wednesday, and I'm sure you and Cameron both work on Wednesday, so I think this is it for 2015.
It's been a good year.
Has been.
It was some ups and downs, but I think we...
Yeah. I think we have good momentum heading into 2016.
Good thing going.
We've got some good things going. Thank you all for watching the DNA podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Subscribe to the Digital Nerd Advocates Network on YouTube. All the links will be in the description below on the YouTube page or in the description of the iTunes feed. Make sure you go to iTunes, rate us, giving them 5 stars. If you want to leave a comment, that's great. Let us know how we're doing. Give us some feedback. Remember, you can find all of our content on digitalnerdadvocates.com. We do have a lot of future content planned. We've actually planned a day where we're going to film a bunch of content for probably 5 or 6 weeks worth of content. It's really exciting. I'm really excited. Thank you, Joey. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And to all of our friends and fans, thank you for your support over the last 6-8 months, however long we've been doing this. I don't even remember how long we've been doing this. Have fun, be safe, Merry Christmas, and until 2016, we're out.
Bye.
While we're doing stuff in here, the other people can be doing Let's Plays in there.
Okay.
And then the goal is for all 4 of us to do Mario Kart, Smash. I want to do some multiplayer Let's Plays that day too.
We could, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what else we could do.
Like a Halo playthrough, maybe?
Yeah, we could do some Halo. We can do a 3-player Destiny thing.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Obviously, we haven't got the schedule down yet. We just got confirmation from Brian today that he's going to come. But that's what Cameron and I already talked about, and I figured I would just tell you today. So
I'll try to think of a couple other games we could maybe play.
Yeah, and then
I mean, if we play Mario Kart.
Towerfall Ascension, Rocket League, those are
Rocket
games,
League would be a good one.
Those are games that we could do, and is Rocket League split screen?
I think you can at least do 2-player split screen.
Okay, so if we get a second PlayStation over here, that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. I think, at least. I'm not positive. Mm-hmm. I've never tried it. But I think when I saw some people playing online on Steam, they kind of it said that person and that person looked like a one next to it, like they're saying. They were on the same system kind of thing.
Yeah. Plus, I think we can do Wii Sports, we can do old school stuff because my Wii U has all my virtual console games on it, so we could do Mario Kart 64, Smash 64, Donkey Kong Country. We can do multiplayer stuff like that too. So
should I bring over N64 controllers then?
I have 5 of them.
Oh, okay. Well, you accept that. What if I have one that I like better because the joystick's worn the way I like it?
Then bring it.
I mean, I always have to use my yellow one.
Well, that's what I was saying. Everyone had their own N64 controller. That was the one that you had to specifically have your own because it was like you were used to it.
Yeah, the same with GameCube. I have my orange controller, and that's the only one I use. The one purple one is like trashed because I used it so much, and that's the only reason why I bought the orange one. But okay, let's go over this real quick.
I'm looking to make sure you.
I think I sent you the show notes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently even on you can do split screen because apparently you can even do it on PC too.
Sweet.